Most, if not all, of the valved exhausts that we see on the market are activated with a vacuum valve. The valves on those exhausts are either completely closed or completely open. In this video, I want to see if there's any difference between variable opening. We're going to test them. We're going to do a little bit of analysis on the dB numbers to see what the difference was. So those are the runs done. What did I notice except from the sound? Because we'll do that analysis after, looking at a decibel meter. I would say that you could definitely feel a big difference in power as soon as the valve is open at 50% and more. When it's open at 50, the car definitely wants to go more. So less than 50 obviously is a restriction. 3,000, 4,000. I could feel that the engine was breathing easier with a 50% opening valve. So that's my impressions of the power. Sound inside the cabin, it was a bit boomier when it is the more the valve was open. I suppose that's to be expected. When the valve is closed, it's like a stock exhaust inside the cabin, you hardly hear it. So those are my driving impressions. Let's go back to the office and let's have a look at the decibel meter reading for each of the valve openings and see what difference there is. So I've had a chance to go through and just note down the peak volume that the app recorded for each of the conditions in each of the tests. And to be quite honest, there isn't a great deal of difference between 10% and 100%. I'd say the 10% opening is definitely not worth doing. It's still a big restriction at 10% opening, and the volume is a lot louder than it is when it's fully closed. So all in all, is it worth having a variable exhaust? Well, if you want to take on a project, you don't mind doing it yourself, and you find it interesting, then by all means do it. There is a little bit of difference there. But if you're wondering if it's worth investing money or paying a company or buying a product that offers variable opening of the exhaust valve, I would say probably not worth it. And especially if you have if you have a valved exhaust or like a Valvetronic exhaust that is not restrictive when it's closed, when it's 100% closed, then I see absolutely no reason to. If you have one of these valved exhausts off AliExpress like is fitted to this car, which is quite a big restriction when it's fully closed, then I think if you just have the vacuum valve and just open it 100%, you're going to be sort of 90% of the way there with regards to volume control as you would be if you could open it like an infinite amount, 25%, 30% or whatever. So that's it. Bit of buying advice there if you were curious about it. Hopefully it helps. If you've got any feedback, you want to leave me any comments, feel free to do so. That's this video. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you again in the next one.